Readathon. April 2026 is packed with readathons. To be exact, I have come across 19 events you can participate in the month of April. And if you're anything like me, finding one event to participate in without your brain short-circuiting can be quite the task. So I've perused and gathered all of the details so you don't have to. Hi, I'm Elizabeth. And if you're looking for a fun bookish readathon to participate in, whether you have 24 hours or a whole month long to dedicate toward a reading challenge, there's something that is perfect for your TBRs. I've organized everything from shortest in duration to longest in duration. I have timestamps down below so you can jump around to what suits your needs. And I will also post the announcement videos if they're available for you guys to check out. And because I'm running rather late in getting this up and there's a ton to get into, let's get started. Okay, one of my favorite readathons, been going on forever, is the Dewey's 24-hour readathon, and it is happening on April 18th at 8 a.m., 24 hours, that's it. Everybody in this event is reading at the exact same time, so you do have to convert your start time to the 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to figure out when you can start. And what I love about this is everybody in the world is reading for the same 24-hour period. It's very chill. You can sleep for part of it. You don't have to be up the full 24 hours. You can read anything, any genre, any length. You can switch between books. And I think they're most active on their Discord, so I will leave an invite link in the description for you guys. And if you feel like 24 hours is way too frantic for you, the next readathon is a weekend readathon. And this is the Relax and Readathon. And this is happening the weekend before, so April 11th through 12th. This is a bi-monthly self-care centered readathon. The whole vibe is cozy and low pressure, and they do have some game words to help inspire you in directioning your TBR and self-care activities, but they're totally optional. Next, we're gonna move into a week-long readathon, and this one is for all of you paranormal or romance lovers. And this is Love in the Night Readathon. This is running from April 13th on a Monday through April 19th. It features a bingo board and a scavenger hunt, which I find interesting. And all of the hosts have book recommendations, so be sure to check out Steph, Shay, Izzy, Heather, Robin, and Megan. I only have one of the announcement videos and the link below. However, in their descriptions, they link all the other ones. And now we're on to some bit more of a commitment, which are our month-long readathons. There's a lot of them, so please stay with me. First, we have the TBR Takedown-athon, which is hosted from Jess is Hex Library, and she's bringing this back after taking a year off in 2025. And the concept is rather simple. This is just to read books that you already own, whether digital or physical, to get down those TBRs. She does have a bingo board where you can earn badges for completing bingos, and this makes it more gamified if that's your thing. But the real rule is to just read one book that's already on your TBR. Next, we have the 13th round of the Phase Out Your TBR. This is Phase 13, and this is based off the card game Phase 10. And this one is to read 5 books that fit the prompt and a run of 4, which is 4 books in order of prompts. This has a much more structured approach to it while still being gamified like the previous readathon. Next up is a very exciting readathon. And next up we have Battle of the Bands Generations Edition. This is the 6th installment of the Battle of the Bands readathon. The goal is to read 20 music-themed books within the month. That's a lot, but they do state that reading all 20 prompts is not required. The only real rule is books have to be at least 150 pages, and this is a team-based readathon. The 4 teams are Pink Floyd, Team Heart, Team Foo Fighters, and Team The Killers. Unlike all other team-based readathons, they have like a point system and challenges, and it sounds like they're going to have an amazing time in April, so please go check them out. Next up, arguably the biggest event that is being hosted in April, and this is the Magical Readathon hosted by G at Book Roast. She is in her 9th year of this readathon, but the 5th of this current iteration of the Orilium Academy. If you've never heard of this is like Harry Potter vibes, but with a very large and inclusive community who loves to have fun and cheer each other on. It's one of those role-playing game style readathon where you have a character and you're building points. And what she uniquely brought this time is postgraduate studies for those whose characters are at that level, and everybody else is completing the normal undergraduate work. And as part of the event, she's also hosting a 24-hour readathon on the 18th, which does line up with Dewey, so you can totally do both. April is a particular busy month, but I'm gonna try to carve out some time for this readathon because it holds a special place in my heart. Next up, we have round 2 of the Read Your Library-a-thon. And this is a non-competitive readathon focusing on loving your public library. And this year they brought an easy mode, a medium mode, and a hard mode. And I believe they have a bingo board, so that will be fun. And they specify that all formats count. So whatever your reading preferences are, there is definitely something you can read for this particular readathon. Our next readathon is in its 4th year, and this is the People April Readathon. And this readathon is celebrating real people. Think memoirs, travel writing, diaries, and even letter collections. And the goal is simple. It's just to read one book about a real person. And this year they have 3 amazing hosts helping out. The next readathon we have coming up in April is a very unique but important readathon. And this is Books for Bowel Cancer Readathon. And their prompts for the month happen to correspond with the symptoms of bowel cancer. And so not only are they encouraging people to read, but they're trying to raise awareness for this horrible disease. And I love that they made a very meaningful readathon. And they're hosting reading sprints every Wednesday in the month of April. Up next, we have the Read Happy Readathon. And like it sounds, this is an entire month of reading happy, lighthearted, fun books. No stress, no pressure. It's perfect for a lot of people right now. I know there's a lot of dark things going on in the world, and they're encouraging people to read books that make them happy and help out with their mental health. They have a bingo board to help guide you, but as always, it is completely optional. And I also like that they include activities as part of their bingo board. Next, that brings us to Poem-a-thon. And this is because April is National Poetry Month, and the Eclectic Raven is hosting this readathon, and her goal is to read 5 books that are poetry collections, or 5 books that are in verse in the month of April. Anything that is in verse or poem structured counts. And she has created a progress tracker on Storygraph for those of you who love Storygraph. And she's also has some suggestions in her announcement video. So if you're looking for something to read and you're not going to participate, I still think it's worth checking out. That brings us to Old School April. And this is a nostalgia themed event. It's not just a readathon. It's about watching movies and doing activities and also reading books that bring back the nostalgia of the 90s. So I included this in the readathon guide. She has a team-based approach to this, which I think is fun. And the team names are Fashion Freaks, Arcade Punks, Record Store Rockers, and Food Court King, which I think are delightful. And while I would probably do 90s, it is technically 70s up to the earliest 2000s. So if you're dreaming of nostalgia, this is a perfect event to join. Up next, bringing it back to peer readathons, this is the Yellow Brick Road Readathon. And as you can guess, it's Wizard of Oz theme, and each of the teams are based on a character from the Wizard of Oz. And if you only watch the Judy Garland movie, the actual text that the movie is based on does have some pretty big fun differences. So I recommend checking out the original children's story if you haven't read it. And it has some jokes in there that are like really targeted toward adults, which I love. And she has several other booktubers joining in their quest, and I think it's just such a cool theme, and I love the Wizard of Oz, and I wish them all the best in hosting this event because they put a lot of thought into this. Up next, we have Eurovisionathon. 2026. And this one starts April 18th and goes through May 16th. So still a month long, but not a traditional 1st through 30th type of event. And this is in line with the Eurovision broadcast. And the goal is to read one book from each of the 35 countries represented. That's a tall order, but I think it's fun to figure out how many countries you could read from. It's quite the challenge. And there is points that are related to the Eurovision points. All right, now on to readathons that are even more than a month long. So if you really need a challenge, these next ones are probably more for you. We have the Spring into Classics Readathon, which is being hosted in the month of April and May. And they have defined a classic as a book that is more than 20 years older than your current age. They do have prompts, but they're optional, but they're encouraging people to pick up more classic books. And they are running a giveaway if you're participating in the Readathon. Next up, we have one that is already started, but is going on from March 22nd through May 22nd, and this is the Spring Stroll Readathon. And this is a scavenger hunt based readathon, which is running the entire spring calendar cycle. While you're starting in late, you have more than enough time to jump in. And they also have 3 modes: an easy mode, a medium mode, and a hard mode for whatever fits your reading style. And I believe they have reading sprints every Sunday running through this period, so that's a lot of fun. And they have made it a gamified approach, so it should be a lot of fun for those who want to take on that endeavor. And all of the prompts and stuff are based on spring. Another one that is running 3 months is Once Upon a Year. This is chapter 2, the 2nd edition. And this is running from April through June. Their focus is on the call to adventure, focusing on renewal and growth and movement. They have both core quest and companion quest, which are prompts to guide you in choosing your TBRs. And they also have side quest where you can earn tokens. And it seems to be a fantasy role-playing game type readathon. Next up, this is a year-long event, but split into quarters. And this is the 2nd quarter of the Stardew Valley Readathon. If you didn't participate in the 1st quarter, you're still totally welcome to join the 2nd. And this is following the 2nd quarter summer theme. And their prompts are based on the summer foraging bundle from Stardew Valley. So if you like that video game, this is the readathon for you. And like Stardew Valley, this is a cozy readathon with lots of fun prompts to guide you in your adventures based all on Stardew Valley. And that is every readathon happening in April 2026 that I stumbled across. If I missed yours, feel free to link it in the comments below so other people can find it. I'm so sorry. And even though April is a really busy month for me, I do want to carve out some time for at least one of the readathons. And I hope you found a readathon to join in on. And I'm curious which readathon you're most excited to join. If this video helped you find your next readathon, please consider liking this video and subscribing. It means a lot to me as a small channel. And I wish all the best with your readathons. Happy reading, and I'll see y'all later. Bye, y'all.